Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for August the 13th through the 19th, 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. Thank you for being here with me. As always, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe so it helps my channel grow. I'm going to start off our reading today with some information that I have pulled from some master astrologers, because we've got a lot of very interesting energies happening on the planet right at this time. We have 5 planets that are currently in retrograde, and we also have 1 planet, Mercury, that will be going into retrograde towards the end of the month. So we're already feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde, which has to do with communication. But right now, we have got Venus in retrograde, and Venus is a planet that rules relationships, money, and our values. And those values tie into our own personal self-worth. This gives us an opportunity to reevaluate some things, rebuild ourselves, anything that has to do with the re's, reevaluate, rebuild, rejuvenate. And this is also in the sign of Leo. So this may be coming up for you in your inner child space. So it could go back as far as your childhood. Some things that may be coming in, because retrogrades typically bring in the old stuff that we have not completely released. So if you had issues in your childhood, let's say you came from an abusive home, or you felt abandoned, or you had physical abuse, sexual abuse, any of those things that made you feel as though you didn't come from that you didn't have the best childhood. Those issues are going to come up for us now for us to look at. Not only is it for us personally, but it's also for the collective as well as the planet. And you can see how that's playing out on the planet right now. We have had that movie that came out called Sound of Freedom, which was about child trafficking, women trafficking, this big, huge underground energy that was about exploiting people, really is what it was about. So a lot of that is actually surfacing. And why is that important? It's important because as a planet and on a spiritual level, we are working through this ascension process. And in that ascension process, in order for us to be able to level up in our ascension, we have to also clear out a lot of the things that have kind of been the darker part of humanity, the darker side of humanity. And the way that stuff comes up, especially, is through awareness. And then the other part of it is healing ourselves and our own inner child, and the stuff that we haven't had an opportunity to completely release and let go out of our own space. Because every bit of healing that we do on ourselves, it just ripples out, like a pebble in a pond. So as we heal those things individually, that helps give permission for the collective to do the same. And then that also helps the planet. Okay. So we also have Venus and Uranus as square. So this is a very uneasy aspect for us, because disruptions come up for us to experience, and that could cause stress for our central nervous system. So that could trigger us in ways of removing our harmony and our peace within ourselves, because it, like I said, it triggers that, triggers mental anxiety. It can trigger us on a level where we have disrupted sleep, we have disrupted eating patterns, we may feel irritable, we may be feeling like we just kind of want to go into our cave and just shut out the world. it can affect people in different ways. So it affect each one of you differently, depending on how it hits you. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Pluto is also in retrograde. Pluto is the planet that is the overseer of death and rebirth. So for death and rebirth, that's actually our death card in tarot. It's really not a card to be afraid of, nor is this energy. This is an opportunity for us to raise to the ground, for us to clean everything down to the very foundations so that we can rebuild. And so how this is affecting us right now planetarily, as you can see this quite obvious, is the breakdown of our banking systems. So we've had a couple of large banks within the last couple of months that have failed. And then it caused a whole bunch of things to ripple out within that experience. So not only does it affect that banking portion, but it also affects the fluctuations in the stock market. You know, we keep hearing these stories of the stock market potentially crashing. The US dollar is being devalued. A lot of other countries are not wanting to use the US dollar as that benchmark across the world, right? A lot of these other countries are now going to gold-back money, gold-backed dollars in their countries. So the United States specifically is looking at a lot of those things. We're trying to see kind of what happens with this ebb and flow of this energy. The good thing that is coming up for us is we have a new moon on August the 16th. And that is a really good opportunity for us to set our intentions, work on our dreams and our goals for the future. And how that is helpful is if you work on your own specific goals for the future and your own intentions, but also for your community, for your state, for the country, for humanity as a whole. How I work this energy is I just get a regular piece of paper and I draw a big circle in the center of that paper. Everything that I want to manifest, everything that I want to work on, everything that I want blessings on, everything that I want to be grateful for, I put in the center of that circle. All the things that I'm ready to release, any old chapters that I'm ready to release, any old energy that I'm ready to release, anything that's no longer serving me, that I feel is time to be released from my space, I put it on the outside of the circle, right? So so once you start working with that energy, or if you work with this tool, you'll find that if you look back on those, you'll see significant changes in your own life. You'll be able to look back and go, oh gosh, I remember when I was going through this, and this is kind of what I did with my intentions. And you can see your intentions manifesting, and it's a record for you to be able to look back on. So I hope that's helpful to you. I have already shuffled your cards. I have got a little bit of a different format. I finally learned how to get this second screen up on my videos so that you can actually see the cards as I pull them. So thank you for your patience as I'm learning, because I'm still very new to YouTube. And I've decided that I'm going to, for these readings that I did today specifically, I decided I was going to use the Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And I'm using the energy of that card to kind of set the energy for the reading. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your card. Gemini. Oh, we're working with Archangel Metatron. If you are unaware of all the archangels that are available to us, we all have our guides. We all have our guardian angels that are around us. But we can work with those energies. We can work with the ascended masters. We can work with any of the energies that you want to work with that you feel would benefit you. Archangel Metatron just happens to be one of the archangels that I work with every day. I bring Archangel Metatron, and I've worked with Archangel Metatron since the 90s. I've been very much aware of that energy. And as I've progressed in my own spiritual space, I'm realizing that my relationship with him has changed along the way as well. As I mature, our relationship matures. But the card for you today is Indigo and Crystal Children. So you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So look how beautiful this card is. So this is Archangel Metatron. And he's telling you that you have this gift of working with children, maybe working with them in a way that helps their spiritual growth, that makes them feel safe and secure. Because as you know, so many children on the planet right now need our protection. They need our guidance. They need they need an adult. They need somebody to care for them. The beautiful thing about these indigo and crystal children, I have an indigo child myself. She was one of the first indigo children, I believe, that was born in that, I'm going to say band, because I feel like it's a band, of children that came in. She was literally blue for 10 days after she was born. Like she had this blue hue all around her. And at the time, I didn't completely understand, but as time went on and they started telling us about the qualities of these children, I really was blessed knowing that she was one of the first. These children that come in now, they, especially now, like this, within this last couple of years, since the CV thing, those children that are coming in, you know, after that period of time where we've gone through that pandemic, these new babies have a stronger connection to their God source. So me as an elder, being older, not that I'm an elder, but older, I was still of that band of people that came in, right? The band of souls that came in at the time that I was born. We came through the veil and it was very thick. And a lot of us really had to work hard and struggle to realign and reintegrate that energy of our higher selves and our spiritual purpose. Whereas the children now, that bandwidth is very small. They come in and they know. You can read stories about these children who they know what their past lives are. They know all about their parents, why they chose them as a parent. So it's really fascinating. And what's lovely is this is confirming that you have the ability to work with these children in a meaningful way. How beautiful is that? Okay, so for your cards, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, a fabulous card, the World card. 5 of Swords. 7 of Cups, which is choices. 6 of Wands, this is the Victory card. This is an awesome card. Oh, and the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups looks like romance could be coming in for you, for those who are looking, or if you're already in a relationship, it could potentially mean that you're going to deepen your relationship that you're currently in. So let's start with the World. The World in Tarot. Tarot is a story about the journey of the Fool. So the very first card in Tarot is the Fool. As the Fool works through all the major arcana in Tarot, he comes finally to this World card. And the World card is a completion card. It's a card of feeling fulfilled. It is a card about harmony and balance. It's about a perfect ending to a chapter. It's about a peaceful conclusion to something. This is also an affirmation or a validation that you're on the right path, And now is a really wonderful time for celebrations and congratulations for completing whatever it is that is ending for you at this time. Okay? The Five of Swords. So the interesting thing about fives in tarot for me is all about change. Change the way that we think, change the way that we feel, change the way that we, especially because the swords have to do with our expression and the way that our minds think. Okay. This card right here, though, is a card of kind of unfair advantage. If you look, this guy, these two guys are just walking away. They threw down their swords and they decided, I'm just not going to battle this guy, right? But this card is also a card telling you that now is a really good opportunity for you to build your skills and your confidence in a specific area. Swords have to do with the way that we think. So it might be how you express yourself. It could be about how you make decisions on something. The one thing about this card, though, is that you need to be aware of is that this energy is the energy of obsessive desire to win at all costs. And it's kind of like a hollow victory kind of a card. So you just might want to be aware that that energy is coming up this week for you to look at, because it looks as though with the Seven of Cups, this card is sevens have to do with gaining experience or using existing experience. And as you can see, this guy looks like he has a lot of choices. Like he has all these opportunities. These are all opportunities. They're all things that he's manifesting, he's creating, and he's having a hard time making decisions about what he wants to do next. What does he want? What card does he want to, what of these cups does he want to pick? So if you look also, all of these cups are in a cloud. So this individual is a bit of a daydreamer. He has very high hopes. He has very, he has high hopes and he has high dreams. So the guidance of this card is to choose an option, whichever one of these options that becomes an opportunity for you this week. Choose an option that gives you the best chance for a stepping stone so that you're releasing the feelings of being blocked by any indecisions that you may be feeling. It will also help you from feeling overwhelmed if you're feeling overwhelmed at this time. And it's telling you just to pick goals that are reachable for you. Bite off a little bit of whatever you can take at this specific time, instead of taking off too much that will put you back into that overwhelming situation. Okay. The Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is our victory card. This is a card of badass success. This is a feeling of accomplishments. This is feeling as though you have progressed, that you are, I don't know, just feeling accomplished. So this card is also telling you that the most important person that you need to really impress is yourself, right? Wholeheartedly is yourself. This card is about progression as well. It's telling you to keep moving forward because successes are in your future. But this one right here is like, stepping stones into continued success. The Ace of Cups, which is why I talked about romance. The aces all have to do with new experiences, new ways of expressing. Cups have to do with our hearts and emotions. So this could be making new connections. It could be just be friendships, or it could go even deeper than that. And it could mean relationships, like a new romance. this is also a seed of hope. This is also an awakening of your heart center. Cups have to do with our emotions. Cups have to do with how we think about things, our relationships, and how we listen to our own inner voice. Okay. So it looks like this week is going to be one where your emotions are going to have a powerful magic for you this week. And then the only other thing that I would say about this card is this is a very uplifting card. This is a great way to end this reading. But the other thing that's asking you to do is just forgive yourself for any past mistakes that you feel that you have made, especially in relationships. Don't allow your fear to keep you from experiencing love coming into your life. Now, this card can also tie in to these indigo children. It could very well be that you are introduced to some children that may not even be your children. Maybe you're asked to care for someone this week, care for someone's children this week, or maybe you have a friend that has a new baby or something like that, and you're going to be introduced to the energy of these new babies coming in, these new children coming in, right? And that is going to set your heart on fire. It's going to set your heart full of love. And what a beautiful way to end your reading this week. I hope this is helpful to you. I would love to hear your comments if you feel this resonates. Once again, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an amazing week. Take care.